hat and epaulets, and for many years have managed the Isles of Scilly police Facebook page, I got there first. In being part of that police are the public and the public are the police thing, I have adopted some local terms in a subconscious effort to blend in and avoid faux pas. You will find many of these terms sprinkled throughout this book. The definitions of some of them are a bit of a movable feast. As such, a certain mystique is preserved about the place which can never be categorically exported to the mainland. There I go. I've already started to talk in local speak, introducing the term mainland like a throwaway comment. I'll therefore start with that. Glossary of Scilly terms. Mainland. The mainland is everywhere in the United Kingdom that is not Scilly. Scilly has never, to my knowledge, been connected to the mainland by any form of land bridge, and indeed, even the glaciers of the Ice Age came to a halt just before reaching the island shores, leaving the archipelago basking in a tropical maritime temperate zone ever since. The islands have always been islands. This is why there are no large land mammals here, like deer, foxes and badgers. We do enjoy the chilled-out sunbathing Atlantic grey seals that haul their blubbery frames out of the water to catch the rays on some of the rocks around the coast. The most famous of these is stinkweed, a large, distinctively spotted bull who is so unfazed by life that many snorkelers have risked hypothermia just to bob about at the eastern isles next to him. He and his lardy harem, though, cannot really be called land mammals. Hedgehogs were only introduced in the 1980s, smuggled in a suitcase or similar, and released by someone playing God. They bred like they were on a cheap sun and sex holiday in the Mediterranean, before, in a cute Beatrix Potter way, they set to chomping their way through the native flora and fauna. As a group of islands, Scilly is separated from the rest of the United Kingdom by a stretch of very chilly Atlantic. Only one person has ever been reckless enough to swim that 28 miles between Land's End and St Mary's. Everyone else flies or sails. It would be nice to be able to confine mainland to a simple geographical term, but it is more loaded than that. The noun mainland can also be used as an adjective, and is slightly derogatory. It confers a singular lack of competence to whatever is under discussion. I am going to the mainland means what it appears to mean. It's a mainland law casts a dark storm cloud over that piece of legislation, with a mountain to climb for whoever has the task of enforcing it. Isles of Scilly. Scilly, Scilly Isles, Scillies. This is where the uninitiated could really trip up. It's possibly where the Dutch admiral went wrong in the first place, is my guess. If you want to blend in like a native, refer to the archipelago as the Isles of Scilly. It is generally recognised that this can be a bit of a mouthful time and time again in normal discourse, so it is acceptable to refer to the islands as just plain Scilly. No sniggering. It may be pronounced the same as silly with a silent C, but giggle at your own peril. Nor is it Sicily, which has considerably more takeaway pizza outlets, mafia, and donkeys. Some people who do not have the travel knowledge to make the distinction between Scilly and the football off the boot of Italy are gushing in their praise for our grasp of the English language, believing that we must all be native Italian speakers. These people invariably work at call desks for car insurance companies and fail also to comprehend that complimentary home start plus roadside recovery and a courtesy car is not a big selling point for their product on islands with a maximum of 8 miles of metalled roads and only golf buggies to hire. Referring to this place as the Scilly Isles is considered poor form and draws a sharp intake of breath. Worse still is to call the islands the Scillies. You might as well